All right. Next up, we have this segment is all about top college football weekends. At some point, Josh and I have done this every year. We kind of sit down and look at the college football schedule, and we figure out what day are we specifically going to stop. We're going to slow down. We're going to put it in our calendars, and we're going to sit at home or at some bar and watch these games. Maybe play some dice in the morning. It's a wonderful time. Obviously, we do it for like rivalry weekend, so I didn't include that.
I didn't include that one either.
And that's always Thanksgiving. But, just some weekends to look out for. Maybe check your calendar to see if you have any weddings and, curse and be upset when you do have a wedding. Hopefully not. So, do you want to start? Or I have a couple honorable mentions.
Oh, if you got I did not do honorable mentions, so go ahead.
So, my honorable mentions were first, week 11. These didn't quite make my top 3. Maybe they made yours. But we have USC at Indiana. I think those are going to be really good teams, and that's going to have big implications. I've got Michigan at Oregon, once again, top Big Ten matchup, and then Texas at LSU. These are just big games, and they're going to be big games because it's going to have massive playoff implications. Sure. And those later weeks just do that. And week 12, kind of the same way. Some top matchups there. Indiana at Washington, which Washington could be doing well by then. I talked about their schedule being pretty good. SMU at Notre Dame. One of Notre Dame's only, I think, 2 or 3 difficult games since Notre Dame only plays Miami, BYU, and SMU. So that's going to be really important for Notre Dame to win. And then Texas A&M at Oklahoma. I think they're both going to be on the bubble for the playoffs. And so that's going to be an important game in week 12. Basically a playoff game for a lot of these. That's why I have them as my audible mentions.
Sure. You want to start with number 3?
Yeah, I'll just keep going.
You keep on moving.
So, top weekends for college football. Number 3, I have week 4. And this got a little bit of extra bonus points because it was earlier in the year. But already in week 4, we're going to have some absolutely spectacular matchups. We're going to have Oklahoma at Georgia. We're going to have Oregon at USC. We're going to have Texas at Tennessee. We're going to have Texas A&M at LSU. These are all going to be huge games, mostly SEC games. Are you making sure you don't?
I'm double-checking my work.
Double-checking your statuses?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Josh had a mishap earlier in the show. If you missed it,
Learn.
happy for you.
Just learn.
But these are important. All right, back to this. Week 4 is important because Oklahoma at Georgia, once again, I think those teams will be on the bubble. They'll be early ranked high. Oregon at USC, I think, is massive because I think one of the teams on the West Coast, whoever wins this game between Oregon and USC, is going to be super important and super applicable to the Big Ten championship.
Sure.
I think one of those teams are probably going to be there. So the winner of this game is going to be absolutely massive. Texas at Tennessee. I think Tennessee is going to be a little bit better this year. I think Texas is going to be worse than what they're saying they're going to be. I think that this is going to be a great game as well. And then Texas A&M and LSU. This is LSU's real first test. Texas A&M has kind of proved they're up there. They belong to be up there. And we'll see how Lane Kiffin's monster of a team does against Texas A&M here. So that was my honorable mention.
Your number 3, you mean?
Or my number 3. Sorry.
My number 3 was November 14th.
Okay.
That was one of your honorable mentions. Like I said, LSU versus Texas. It's the first time meeting in Baton Rouge for Texas, going to Baton Rouge
really?
to play them.
Wow.
Since like 1953. So I think that was pretty cool. Lane Kiffin versus Steve Sarkisian, always a blast. 2 great offensive minds going at each other. Michigan versus Oregon. I think there's going to be Big Ten implications there that are going to either make or break seasons for them. I think that's very possible that they could come in with one loss, maybe 2, possibly. That I think there could be some tension there. Texas A&M versus Tennessee. Texas A&M last year got the cupcake schedule of SEC, right? So I want to see if they're still in contention, see if there's anything interesting there. Then the one thing that I was trying to look up to make sure, because everything else you said, I had Ole Miss Oklahoma play that game as well that weekend. And I think that's true. I didn't have Wi-Fi down here, so
I believe that's correct.
I couldn't check that. And I say that because, Oklahoma's good. They bring back John and Mateer. Ole Miss could be good. And I think that's why I'm putting up there, because I think there's a pretty high ceiling up there, that there's going to be a SEC matchup there that could be championship-worthy, playoff implication-worthy. And I think that's going to be an absolutely awesome time to watch. My number 2?
Yeah, let's hear it.
My number 2 is I got October 17th.
That was my number 2 as well.
I call this Judgment Day.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, Ohio State, Indiana, rematch, Big Ten championship, right? I think that would be a great one to start off with. I think that's going to obviously be noon. It's going to be good to go. Fox loves putting Ohio State at noon.
They do.
Michigan versus Penn State. Penn State, this is like one of their few tests here. I think they're going to come out with fire rocking. Michigan got Kyle Whittingham. Michigan's no slouches. They're always going to be decent. I think that's going to be awesome. Alabama versus Tennessee. Going to be great. I mean, Tennessee's got Alabama's number.
That game is so fun every year to watch.
It just seems like it's always like fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
Going to be awesome. Notre Dame versus BYU. Right?
Yep.
BYU. Now, I will say this. BYU sometimes struggles against in the bigger games. I'm hoping they finally turn around. They got their head coach to stay. They got their culture in place. I'm hoping they finally stay around.
Yeah. And a must-win game for Notre Dame.
Must-win games. Do you have any other games before I go on as well on that slate?
We have Arizona State, Texas Tech. So
We do.
in another game, we're going to have the Holy War, which is Utah and BYU. But Arizona State and Texas Tech, this is a pretty important game, and I think Texas Tech will probably win, but this is pretty important for the Big 12 championship race for sure. And then you still have your classic Texas-Florida, which is a big fumble for Texas last year, and Auburn-Georgia, because I think Auburn-Georgia could be better. I think Auburn could be better than last year, bringing in a new head coach. So I think all those games are going to be quite interesting.
There's Miami, Florida State there too.
Miami, Florida State.
USC, UCLA.
Yeah.
Classic.
West Coast matchup there.
There's good games there, and that's why I call Judgment Day more because of the fact that Ohio State, Indiana's got a rematch there, and I think that's going to be freaking awesome.
I think that winner of that game is going to get slingshotted towards a Big Ten championship for
Absolutely.
sure. Same
You
thing
have
with
so much momentum.
USC Oregon game, Ohio State Indiana game.
Mm-hmm.
But what
Number
I think
one.
we both have as our number 1 week in college football, Week 10, November 7th. If you have plans this day, if you have a wedding,
go.
if you have something
Let's
going
go.
on this day, I hope you don't. And right now, you should mark it down in your schedule. Right now, you need to be
Super Saturday,
sitting in
baby.
someone's basement, or you got to be at a bar. You got to be watching this game. You got to cancel plans for this game.
Super Saturday. Here
So
we go.
it doesn't have quite the peak moments that Week 7 has, but boy, is it going to get interesting. We're going to know what Oregon and Ohio State are like. I think they're both going to be competitive, and this is a big Big Ten playoff eliminator. We have Miami, Notre Dame. This is easily Miami's biggest test. This is Notre Dame's biggest test. Notre Dame is going to come back with a vengeance after what happened last year, how they missed the playoff. Miami made it to second. This is going to be circled on both teams' schedule to play this game. We have Georgia Ole Miss, which was an incredible game last year. I don't see why it's going to be much different, even with Ole Miss having a new head coach. I don't think Georgia's going to go anywhere. I think this will be a great game. Alabama at LSU in Death Valley.
Let's go.
I think at this point, likely LSU is still looking like a really good contender, especially with all the people they've brought in.
True.
And I've said before, I think Alabama might be a little underrated down in the 20s because they're a perennially really good program. I think that'll be an incredible game. We have Penn State at Washington. Penn State could have one loss at this point. I don't see why they don't have to have more than one loss at this point, which would make this a massive game. They would be ranked. Washington, once again, in my easiest schedules. These both have easy schedules. So this is where they collide. So I think that'll be super interesting. We have the Holy War. I love the Holy War. Last year, it was an incredible game. This year, we have BYU at Utah. I think it's going to have massive Big 12 implications.
Sure.
I think the winner of this game is probably also in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah.
We have Texas at Missouri. If Missouri's good, could be interesting. If Texas is bad, could be interesting.
I saw a stat. Missouri's got one of the most wins within like the last 4 years. Something like that. They're like top 3 or something.
I think Missouri's sneaky good every year. Some people think there's time has passed them up. Maybe not. We have Oklahoma at Florida. Maybe Florida with their new head coach kind of turns it around and makes this a fun game. And we have Michigan State at Michigan. Michigan State could be really bad. But I think with the new head coach, maybe they make some turnaround, be at least a little bit better than they were, just enough to get that rivalry magic, to give you a shot at beating your rival.
Pump block.
You just need anything.
Pump block.
If anyone knows that, Michigan fans know that because of their past experiences with Michigan State and also their experiences with Ohio State, unfortunately. Also, this is all in week 10, so we're going to have college football playoff rankings coming out.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to materialize a lot more. It's just the first week of November. I am so
Let's
so
rock and
excited for
roll.
this weekend. So if you have plans, you need to call in sick. You need to fake something, crash your car so you can stay home. November 7th, college football is the place to be. So,
Dude, I'm seeing like a ton of back end football schedules being loaded, and I love that.
yeah. I mean, it's mostly when you're playing your conference games.
I love it.
With these super conferences now, it kind of makes sense.
SEC's playing 9 games.
Yes. Is that happening this year?
Think
have someone scheduled.
so.
I can find out later.
I think so, and that's good. Then they don't have that cheesy G5 school.
Yeah, they play like Rice at the
If you're
week
playing
11.
food, week 11,
Yeah.
not good.
What are you doing?
Not good.
I wish there was another college football team named after food. Comment down below if you think of even a stretch. I would love to
That'd be funny.
call another football team food.
That'd be funny. All right.